The garden rescue team are on a mission.
Look at that!
To create beautiful green spaces in family homes.
What do you think? I think that's super cool.
And make people's garden dreams come true.
Fab!
Charlie Dimmock
Pushes the boundaries out.
the much-loved queen of the family garden.
What can go wrong?
The Rich Brothers,
Good luck, boyo.
creators of classy, trend-setting outdoor spaces.
It's such a nice pop of colour, isn't it?
And Arit Anderson,
That's brilliant!
an award-winning designer with a distinctive sense of style.
A lot of these plants are quite easy to maintain.
They're here to answer garden emergencies
There is a lot to be done.
based on the client's needs and budget.
So I think it's definitely challenging.
2 sets of plans. Wow. Designers create and pitch, but only one can win. Ooh. Garden
Jazza!
and the loser has to help them build it.
Oh, look at that!
This is what happens when 2 different styles collide
What's not to love?
to turn garden dreams into reality.
Oh, Charlie, I love you!
That's a bit better, isn't it?
Today, Charlie takes on Arit to design a garden for newlyweds and their 7 pets.
We have Esme and Richard here, Charlie, who look like a very young, lovely couple.
So whereabouts in the world are they?
So they're in Rugby. Yeah.
We got married in August last year.
Yes, we've just got back from Peru on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
We did the wedding at home in your parents' field, at a big teepee. So we've got a few bits that we'd like
And they've arrived in this garden and
to have in the garden from that, wouldn't we?
just feel, and I agree with them,
Yeah.
But they've got their new home and doesn't reflect any personality, and certainly not theirs.
At the moment, the garden is basically just a lawn with a shed and little runs for some rabbits.
But it is just blank. There's not much going on with it, really.
Esme is a vet, and so therefore her love of animals have come home into the garden space as well.
I think animals is pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
Obviously, I spend a lot of hours working with them, and then most of my downtime involves doing something with some of our pets. We've got 2 bunnies, 2 guinea pigs, a cat whose name is FN2187, which is Finn, the stormtrooper from Star Wars, which is the only way I could get a cat. We've also got 2 doggies, Stitch and Hiccup. We consider these 2 my little fur babies, really.
Yeah.
They actually were our ring bearers at the wedding.
The thing with the garden is what's really key for them is that
We'd love to have a social area
they want an outdoor cinema.
for when we do have our friends and family round,
Cool!
the cinema nights and stuff as well. We'd, a bar would be amazing.
We just want somewhere where we can relax and something that's low maintenance, easy to do the upkeep on, that we can maybe learn to do a bit more gardening because we really don't know a lot.
So I'm hoping the budget is nice and healthy.
The budget is $3,000.
That's not bad. They seem to want quite a lot.
Yes, they do. We can have our work cut out, Charlie.
To get to grips with the space, Charlie and Arit head to Rugby.
Oh,
Okay.
it's quite open. Not much going on, except over there.
Look what's in there.
Oh, how cute! I like that, but then there's nothing much else. There's a lot of brick. Not a very usable patio.
It just fits.
tea tree. Who's left the donuts? Wasn't expecting that. Oh, bless.
So it's obvious.
Humans.
No,
Really?
there's lots of animals here. And the odd plant.
But not much for struggling in the corners.
But it's quite overlooked as well, isn't it?
But I think, look, they're a young couple. They want to get people out here. They clearly enjoy their animals. So I should go and have a little looky inside.
Oh no, you're looking inside. I'm going to play later, Aaron.
They're so cute. Wow, this is a bit of a luxury, getting inside the garage. So obviously being used for storage, but it's always worth a rummage because you never know what you can find. I can see that Richard must be quite handy on the old DIY because, you know, he's always got his store set up, there's wood everywhere. Ah, these must be the pallets that were left over from the wedding. One there and another one in there. I really like the fact that Richard and Esme are obviously not worried or scared about making things for the home.
Are they your passion? Come out in the garden and play?
Yep.
And the rabbits.
Well, yeah, all animals. They all come out.
Yeah, we like to let the pig
Really, yeah.
And do they all come?
out and help cut the grass.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
you use the guinea pigs as your mower.
And
Yeah.
the rabbits, yeah.
And the rabbits. So when we come to design the garden, we need to think about
Being pet safe,
pet
really.
safe. This is a new house for you because it's obviously a newish build.
Yeah, first house for us, yeah. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
first garden.
First garden, is that
Yeah.
exciting?
Yeah.
Yeah, scary, daunting.
Why is that? Why is that?
We just have no
Don't know what to
gardening
do.
skill.
Yeah.
No gardening
Right.
skills.
Anything we've tried to plant, it's done okay, but it's been a struggle.
A few things are doing all right. So we really need to think about, you know, plants that are quite indestructible.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that? Greeted by the guinea pigs in their little makeshift drawer. Oh, hello, you're so cute. Well, the animals are even up at the top of the house. That's just incredible. Now, I'm in the bedroom, and so, you know, immediately, there's no, it's all access. Can't help but notice the cat station, all areas for the animals, even to the point of having a little ramp so that the dogs and cat can get onto the bed. At the heart of this house are the animals. They clearly want them to be with them the whole time, and that's something that Charlie and I need to reflect in the design.
So you say you have a cinema, you?
Yeah, we get the projector out around here and we put a screen up on there and watch a few films on there in the night.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I presume like to carry that on.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, so then maybe a bit of shade, she says.
Yes. That would
Wipe-
be lovely.
wiping the sweat off her forehead.
That would be lovely,
It
yeah.
is quite open at the moment, and I have to say you are slightly overlooked. aren't
Yeah,
you?
we are. Yeah.
So by getting a bit of height and planting in
It'd be
it.
lovely
Yeah.
if we had a bit more privacy.
Privacy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, green is a key colour in this room, but that's good from a gardening perspective. And the TV, clearly there's all these pictures up. They like watching their films, something they make. Family, friends they wanted in the garden as well. Friends. Oh, over here, all of the memorabilia from the wedding has actually been given its own dedicated space, which is really quite nice. So I think the friends and family and wanting to get this to be a social space must be very, very important to them.
I see you've got a lovely picnic table that just about fits.
Yeah.
On patio.
That's
There's
it.
not a lot of social space here, so
Yeah.
we'd like to do a lot more entertaining in the gardens. So, yeah, we'd like.
Yeah, we can't really. We definitely need the patio sorting. It's can't have the doors open at the same time.
Oh, okay, so that really
Yeah.
limits things.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a case of getting a balance between pet world
Yes.
and
Yeah.
party world.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
Ideally.
Well, lots to think on there.
Yeah.
Charlie and Darrett share all the information from the visit and can now get straight to work on their designs. In the budget, then Esme and each of them, Richard, will choose their favourite and will come up with a plan that works with it. Whichever designer loses will help the winner build the garden. The £3,000 will be spent on materials, while Charlie and Darrett and their team of landscapers provide the labour for free. Back in Rugby, Richard and Esme get ready for the pitch.
Richard, Esme.
Wow.
Right. Changed it from being a bland garden.
Yeah.
I've designed the garden on a diagonal to make the garden seem bigger. And so this is what I would call the adult entertaining area. And then you go through to the pets play area through here, over there.
Hello.
Hello.
This could be your movie night garden. want and can have with your family. So this garden is to give you the friend, but also as well to the entertaining space that you bought the animals, so they can come in, they've got areas to run around, and knowing that for the bunnies that there's going to be a lovely little space that's going to be created for them to walk into as well.
Both designers are splitting the garden into 2 areas, but their structure couldn't be more different. Details next, and how are the designers giving the couple the entertaining space they're after?
So this is sort of the adult socialising area, big patio, and then patio maybe for a coffee when you're sat there.
Yeah,
this
lovely.
more party zone.
Yeah, brilliant.
Gin and tonic
Nice.
zone. Yeah. This here is a timber wall, again, quite tall, to screen your shed there, but also to project onto.
Perfect.
So the idea is to come out and have a small patio area. So first thing in the morning, you can have a little coffee moment. There's the wall to project on, sit down. The fact that you read on for the cinema, you like to come out and utilise. I thought, well, actually, it'd be really nice to create a patio space here with a pergola that will give height and structure into the garden, also cast some shade, but give you some options of how you use the space around here. So that, and then you had some, I understand, some pallets left from your wedding, so I'd like to repurpose them and create a little bar here, so that you can, once you're out in the garden, you can stash your drinks behind the bar area.
Arrett's bar idea has gone down well with Richard, but central to the brief is making their pets feel at home. So what have the designers come up with?
And then this area, as I said, is the fun area for the animals. These are raised beds with a gate. So you could let the rabbits out in this whole area, and then along here, this is meadow again, to bring in lots of native plants that they would naturally come across. And then in the more variety you give this raised bit here, I thought you could grow them of different herbs and all sorts, because I know with rabbits and wildflowers, the better it is for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's still the open lawn area for the animals to be out and about. These are raised beds, and these raised beds are actually going to be on little stilts, so that the animals can run underneath them and get a bit of shelter, because obviously it's quite a sunny garden. And then here, what I want to do is to extend the run to the end of the garden and put some height in, so I know you want to be able to walk in, so lift it up so it becomes almost like one unit in itself. And of course those bunnies, they need to have some life going on in there, so build some mounds for them to run around in, and some tunnels and some play areas for them to really kind of bring this area to life.
Charlie and Arrett have both given them a pet-friendly area. So far, it's a tough one to call. The garden is overlooked, so how are the designers dealing with that problem?
Wanted to introduce some trees within the garden that will not only help with the screening, some shade, and there are some evergreen trees, but will also bring cooling aids that can kind of do their own things into the garden, because it will sort of start to bring, like a ceanothus. It's got lovely blue flowers in the summertime. The bees love it.
And then these are sort of timber screens. Now these ones are quite tall, sort of not quite as tall as your wall, but that will just help break the view from those houses over there. So when you're sat in this area, it won't be overlooked. And then we've got some 3 trees around it to give a bit of height and shade, but they're still going to be quite small trees as far as trees go. So they're going to get to about 10, 12 feet high.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I have basically given you a garden, half for the humans and half for the pets and the wildlife.
Lovely. I think it sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Both designers are bang on briefs, but with very distinctive styles. Esme and Richard now have to
Garden of 2 halves.
decide which one they like best.
Very much a socialiser. I definitely ended up as a animal.
Oh, okay.
So the idea of having a gate and having the pets on the
Yeah.
other side is really
Perfect.
handy. And
Across there keeps the dogs in that area while we can socialise and not have to worry about them.
yeah, it's really nice.
What I thought for here is to just basically raise this so that actually Esme can go in it, and then with the trellis screens, it just helps cast a little bit of shade.
The rabbit run bigger as well will benefit them quite a lot.
Yeah, and it's
They'll
quite nice
enjoy
having
that.
it shielded as well, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
to give them more shade.
And then, so you've done your socialising patio here.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I've done everything on a diagonal.
I do really like the diagonal design that she's picked.
Because I was conscious that they were using this wall, so I thought, well, let's bring the patio here, pergola.
So she had that really good idea of having sort of a movable where we can put
Having it mounted.
the screen
Yeah.
as well, which
That's
I
great.
there
On the
on the
pergola.
wall. I
Great
thought it was
idea.
quite a nice idea. The pergola, yeah, it's a really nice idea.
I wonder whether the animals get to choose.
What do you think, dogs?
You're not fussed.
Will they go for Charlie's diagonal structure, meadow area for the animals, and wooden privacy screens? Or do they prefer Arit's pergola, commemorative pallet bar, and large bunny enclosure?
Okay.
Here we go.
Arit and Charlie wait nervously for the result.
Okay, we've decided to go with Arit's.
Intricate work, you see. What was it that you particularly liked about the design?
I think the bar and the pergola sold it more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Can all come and
Yeah.
enjoy
Well, we
together. Oh, I'm really glad you like it. I mean, hopefully
The idea of the longer run
be a space that you and the animal.
and an area for the rabbits as well, don't we? Bigger area for them.
Fantastic.
Great.
Arit's thrilled she's won, and Charlie will be working alongside her to turn this dull square plot into a pet-friendly garden. It's build day, and project manager Paul is leading the way with landscapers Lee, Andy and Steve.
It does feel like we're being watched.
We are being watched. Look over your shoulder.
Right.
So there's rabbits, guinea pigs, and
Really?
yeah, all kinds of things in this corner of the garden. So a nice big pergola, and then some nice new paving, some raised beds, a new patio here where we stood. So this is coming
Yeah,
up.
so take that up, replace it
Yeah,
with the same slabs.
yeah, use the matching slabs there. But a lot of paving and quite a lot of.
Shall we?
Yeah,
Arit's design,
Yeah,
of
there is a
woodwork.
fair bit of paving.
not one but two patios.
yeah.
We'll get mocked out then.
One extending from the back door and a large one in the centre of the garden.
Let's get the digger in.
Just the turf off. And if you can roll it up as well.
The central patio will measure 12 metres squared. The bunnies have been sent to stay with friends, so they're not disturbed by the build.
Right, we're dismantling the old rabbit run. It looks like it's been well used, doesn't it, Lee?
Smells like it does.
Yeah,
I think we're off if you... No, right, go.
still connected.
It isn't.
No, it's just
Just need some power.
With the area cleared, Andy can get started on the patios.
There you go, Steve. Feels a bit weird taking up perfectly good paving slabs because they are quite nice. The thing is, Arit wanted both patios to match and run through, so at least we are reusing these under the rabbit run, and they're going
Pavers down as a floor for the new
to have another life there.
bunny enclosure. Paul's putting the old
You're laying them quicker than I can take them up.
Arit's designed a pergola that frames the main patio, and Lee's building it. He's using 10 10-foot-long pressure-treated softwood posts costing £150. For both patio areas, Andy's laying chestnut-coloured sandstone pavers that cost £20 a square metre.
So Steve's just finished the first bit of frame for the new rabbit house. This is all going to be mesh down this side, mesh over the top, and then we've got the flags in the bottom so they can't burrow out or nothing can burrow in. So they'll be safe as houses, won't they?
Steve's making the bunnies' home using wire mesh fencing and small timber posts at £10 each. In the central patio. Hardcore is put
Right, first patio
down in readiness for the new pavement.
down. Just starting on the second one. Need to crack on with this.
Lee's finishing the pergola. He just needs to screw in the crossbeams. It's looking good, which should please Arit and Charlie, who are on their way.
Right then,
Okay.
Missy.
Wow.
What's the plan of attack?
I'm going to be on the bunny rabbit hutch.
Okay.
But if you could get on with the bar area, because there's the entertaining space in the middle, that'd be all right.
Is this for the rabbits to balance along that type of bar?
No, not that type of bar. A
this
drinking bar. This is a
human bar.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So if you could do that, and then there's going to be raised beds in here with a bit of a twist as well.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so I might need to help me on those as well. But you know, ultimately, I want us to have some fun in this garden.
So I'm using the pallets.
Yeah,
I
use
am
those pallets,
rather
yeah.
looking for the 1500 hours. I'm
Indeed, we shall have that and more.
looking forward to that bit. Prosecco, food, fun game.
Yes, a cracking start has been made. The shape of the garden's really coming together. These new slabs that have been put down, I'm so much more happy with these because they're a warmer colour, which looks really, really nice. So now they can come out onto this new, more spacious patio area, which is going to lead very nicely into the central entertaining space where we have a new pergola, which is great, and I'm going to actually put a new screen on here because, as we know, Esme and Richard love the cinema element, so that is going to be able to now be incorporated into the pergola. Charlie's out there going to be making the bar from the recycled pallets from their wedding, so really personalised, which I think is going to be a very nice touch. That's going to sit here. And then I can see Steve working on the rabbit hutch. The idea was to make this taller so that now that Esme can actually enter into the rabbit hutch space, which is really lovely. And then I'm very excited to see Ben measuring up a twist that's going to help with the whole for new raised animal-friendly aspects of this garden. Beds are going to come in here with a bit of a twist. So still quite a lot to do, but I'm really happy with how it's coming along so far.
Now, Arit's got me making a bar with Lee for both Richard and Esme to use in the garden out of the pallets that were left over from their wedding. One was a timetable, as you can see over there. So we're making the bar out of the pallets, but I don't want it to look like it's made out of pallets, really. So it's a bit fiddly, taking them apart. But once you eventually prise them off, get the nails out, the timber, actually, once you sand it down, comes up quite nicely.
Sanding it down?
Yeah, sanding it down. We're going to sand it down.
Really?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're professionals here, you know.
You know me.
I know you. Yeah, you're more pinickety than I am.
With such a lot to do, Carpenter barely raised beds. Ben's been brought on board to help,
Oh, Ben,
and his first job is building the new...
you're doing me proud. It's looking good. Yeah, I do. Well, the thing is obviously once you've got him into place,
Yeah.
this then is not only doubling up as a seat, a little bunny or guinea pig or cat or dog or rabbit can come and take some shade under here as well. That's the whole thing. Fabulous. I shall let you get on.
Splendid.
Dream bag?
Oh, yeah, mate. Me and my mate here.
Yeah, he's impressed.
Very impressed. Well, I don't know if he is, actually.
No, that expression, hard to read.
That expression says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Look, he's off.
Oh, he's off.
For Esme and Richard's two bunnies, Arit's designed an elaborate enclosure at the back of the garden.
£60, which is really good because if you... Now, they're buying this off the shelf This hutch is cost about £100. A standing hutch, you're going to be paying at least £300. So by making your own bespoke, you can do whatever size you want. It will have the rest of the wire meshing put in. This is a stronger wire mesh than chicken wire because we want it to be robust, and when this all gets filled in, it's going to make sure that no predators can get in, cats or local fox, etc. So it's going to be really, really sturdy. And then now it's a case of getting my back into it and start to make some landforms in here. I've got some old pipe as well, so I'll work that in so they've got somewhere to run through and just kind of make this more of a natural space as I can. So just pat some of this on. I feel like I'm in the little Anderson shelter. Nice.
Out front, the bar,
Snug in there.
made from upcycled wedding pallets, is taking shape.
Shelfie bit like that there, and then this is going to go across here. So we've got that. See, that makes it look more barish, doesn't it? And then at this end, we're going to put some across like that. So we've got a shelf, and then we're going to have another shelf so that we can have our decanter on it or a bottle of wine and the glasses. We're going to plant this up with some little micro salad leaves, because these days when it comes to mixing a cocktail, back in my day, you'll be lucky if you just put a wedge of lemon in it, but now cucumbers, leaves, flowers, the works. So I can see Richard here mixing up a little cocktail, a bit of that.
You can see what Charlie and Lee are up to. Seen anything yet?
Oh, God. Here comes Miss.
Let's go. This great.
So a bit of fun, and I have.
Oh my word! Oh,
I have got some fairy lights to go on. I thought you can't not have a little bit of kitsch on a bar.
come on, treat me. Oh my word!
So it's not pink elephants, it's pink flamingos.
And pineapples.
Oh,
And pineapples.
that's great. Well, I like your thinking. Yeah, you're on it now.
Yeah, on it now.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
So I think the little hutch is coming on well. And just to kind of give it a little bit more sort of character, we've got these old logs with some lichens on, which looks gorgeous. Yeah, I think that will work there. This is going to be great because bunnies can come out, eat a bit of grass, there's some bare patches there where they can dig around. It just gives an environment, was really the whole idea. Environment that just feels more natural. So I think that's all done. Just having it on paving slabs and that.
With the main structure built, Lee and Charlie are working on finishing touches for the bar.
So this is the arty bit. I'm going to burn the design in using this. It's basically a soldering iron, and it's called, now I have real problems saying this, so I'll try, but I might not get it right. It's called pyrography, but it's basically burning the wood with a really hot soldering iron, and you get these kits. I think this costs about £7.50, and you get lots of different nibs, but just do remember that end is very, very hot. It's set at 450 degrees centigrade, so it's a definite ouch thing. So do it somewhere nice and safe, outside, on a surface that can't catch fire. I might even put my glasses on for this. That's really terrible, isn't it? I'm of an age now. I mean, you could actually do this with a marker pen or paint, but by doing it, by burning the wood, it's going to be there much, much longer.
Bit of concentration. It's like you're playing Operation there, Charlie.
I'm going to hold my breath. God.
Rosie, the plant lady, has arrived and is unloading Arit's wide selection of plants.
So, as you can see, our first tree, whoa, going in. This lovely snake bark acer. And this is going to sit in the corner and just start to give some screening on that back wall.
For a tree this size, it'll cost around £150.
Steady, you all right?
Why not top?
Okay.
Or raised beds. And with the acer in position, Ben starts building 2 more. These will sit either side of the tree in the back right of the garden.
See these branches here? I'm just trying to maximise them coming into the garden. So just if you go, so if you just go as if you're going back toward 12 o'clock anti-clockwise, just a little tad. No, you're going clockwise, anti-clockwise. Tad more. Okay, that will do it.
The leftover soil from the lifted turf is used to fill the raised beds, and it's time for tree number 2.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. We can place it properly in a moment. This is the dwarf horse chestnut. Now, it is a shrub. It's not going to really fill this sort of space in the tree that we're all used to here. And it's call you back the big honker tree, but it's dear, so that I can stand back and get its best side. And oh, it's so pretty. Do you know what? I think you've actually placed it perfectly. Have you done that? Have you done this before? No, I really like that. Really nice. Lovely. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's face it. All gardens, as much as we love patios and pergolas, it's really all about plants. And these little bad boys are gorgeous.
Esme and Richard are new to gardening, so Arit has spent £700 on a pretty selection of plants that they'll find easy to look after.
One other thing about the design was that I wanted to bring the garden closer to the house so that Esme and Richard had a great view of their garden straight from the kitchen. They smell good as well, so there are things like chin. But it isn't just about Russian sage, which has got really about the garden looking good. I wanted it to really central on its leaf. It's really kind of quite pungent. And then you've got the phlox as well that's going to give off lovely scent in the evenings. I've got some little salvias here as well, and somewhere in here there's some rosemary. Here it is as well. So again, it's the whole idea is to be able to not only have the garden look good, but have it smell good as well.
Lee's using the rest of the pallets to make a fence that'll separate the animal enclosure from the entertaining space.
You right, Lee?
Yeah, getting there now.
Good, that's good stuff. Well, I've just had Steve make me up some of these boxes, and I just thought it could be quite a nice idea to get these onto the fence. What do you think?
Yeah, good idea. I can straight from the back of the fence there. Don't break up at all.
Yeah, it does. I think it really works.
Yeah.
Great. Originally on the design, there were trellis panels that were going to go along here as part of a screening that Charlie's been making. And actually using these pallets is going to... So it's going to look a very nice, tie in really nicely with the bar uniformed area. And by adding these boxes, just softens the top. Richard and Esme are new gardeners, so that they can experiment. They can put in some herbs within here. They might want to put in seasonal flowers. And then I just thought it was an idea to put some black ball paint on these. Then that way they can write the names of the plants that they're putting on here until they start to remember them. Right, Lee, I'll see you in a bit.
As Arit makes a start on her chalkboard paint,
Touch dry in 30 minutes.
the bar's finished and ready to be put in position.
Smell that, that'll invigorate you. Oh, lemon verbena, you are spoiling me. That is Fabulous.
And I've got one or two other bits and bobs
You've
to
got
go
some
on.
other surprises. You've got more for me, Charlie.
And Charlie's made decorations for the bar,
So,
Perfect.
including
Barrett,
Yeah.
yeah,
coasters.
What?
thinking like that.
Yeah. Have you got there?
Right, see if you can recognise them.
Okay.
Right then.
Okay.
That is a
C for cat. B for bunny.
Oh, that stumped you.
I almost went D for chihuahua. That was wrong.
That's
D
but
for
you've got
dog.
chihuahua.
Okay, chihuahua. Oh, the little sausage dog.
this one's a little out there.
Oh, look, Paul.
That's Paul. Andy Land said it looked like me. I've gone off him.
He's very cheeky.
It's a bit high at the moment,
Oh,
so
okay.
I've got to dig those feet in.
Okay.
So I just want to get it.
But look at that. Not only are they the seats, but also it's going to just give that bit of shade when the animals come out into the garden. They can just come and sit under here. So, or the rabbit, or the bunny, or the cat will be surrounded by gorgeous guinea pigs. So yeah, really just flowers while stroking the dog. Please.
The team are finishing off all the main features. A ton of Staffordshire pink gravel is laid around both patios and lawn area. And now the rest of the plants can go in.
Aaron's got a really lovely selection of plants here. A really warm, friendly palette of colours. And she's also got some of my favourite plants. I love verbenas. There's something about them. And there's quite a few different types of ones now. The one most people know is this one here, Verbena bonariensis, which have these like tufts of lilac purple flowers, and flowers sort of late summer all the way through until early autumn. They can get to about 2 metres, so they do get quite tall, but can look fantastic against a wall. If you don't want something that tall, then you might want to try not as sprawly, but use this one here. This one's known as still got these gorgeous lollipop. It's much more compact, lilac purple tufts of flowers, which the bees and butterflies love. And then the other verbena, which I really like, is this one here, Bampton. Looks a lot more wild and sort of native looking, although it's not a native, it's a much softer sort of colouring. So I really do like that. And the great thing about verbenas is that they're really drought tolerant.
Indeed. The good old make-do template.
The chalkboard paint on Narrett's herb boxes has now dried.
Oh, so far so good. Marvellous. Look at that. Okay, Lee. So, I think if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, that'll look really nice.
Yeah.
All right, so if I just take the plants out first.
Right, I think
Is that central?
we're needing these now. I've got some full chalk.
Thank you very much. Oh.
Andy just needs to securely fix the cinema screen.
So cinema screen's going in. Last little tree that's going to go in here as well, which is a bramley.
Turn the lights on. They'll be so bright you'll be blinded. Not. Are they on?
And the garden is complete.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks lovely. The colours. I just love the colour spectrum.
Yeah, I know. They've really managed to get a lot of flowers in because I think, you know, as new gardens really important.
I think they're going to love it, and there's
They kind of need to see what it
so excited about having
can be straight away. So I thought that was
garden
a
that's
garden.
practical and pretty, and not only for the animals, but for them.
Yeah. Well,
Esme and Richard's plot was just a dull lawn, the odd shrub, a small patio, and a worn-out bunny pen. It's now had a £3,000 transformation into a pet-friendly social space. Raised beds are planted up with colourful scented flowers, safely out of reach of the animals. There's both an extended patio and central patio framed with a large pergola that brings height to the space and is perfect to hang a cinema screen. And a bar finishes off the entertaining space, made from upcycled pallets to remind Esme and Richard of there's now a large recent wedding day. Bunny enclosure at the back of the garden, with lots of room for them to hop around.
There, okay.
Arit gets Esme and Richard ready for the big reveal.
On the count of 3, you can open your eyes. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god, it's so different. Wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. Oh,
Memories.
Memories.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
Look at the flowers.
That's incredible.
It's gorgeous. Wow. I'm a little bit shell-shocked. That's incredible.
Yeah,
They love it. I knew they would. I wonder what all the animals are going to think.
The pergola's so nice.
Yeah.
So it just gives kind of some dimension into the garden now, doesn't it, as well? It was just an open, void space to the garden.
It doesn't look like our garden anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
even though there's so much more in it,
It is
Who
your
lives
garden.
here?
it's just
Yeah.
a blank space
Yeah.
The
before.
garden
It looks so much bigger as well.
does look so much bigger, I have to say.
The key part of here was giving you the raised beds, but you've got an integral seat.
That's
and
amazing.
as you can see now, whether you let the guinea pigs out or the
Yeah.
dogs, they can got somewhere now to have some shade. They can
Yeah.
kind of go and shelter under the
Perfect.
seat,
Love it.
do a bit of gardening.
You'll have to teach me how to do that part. It smells
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
The colours of the plants, fantastic. They're quite calm, but there's that pop of like violet, which just warms it up.
So obviously, Esme, I know it was really important for you to be able to go inside. So they've got a little, I've called it the Anderson shelter all day. You might need to rename it.
No.
So they can go through the tunnel and there's a
Oh,
little
it's
mat.
amazing.
So
They
good.
are going to love that.
That's
So,
brilliant.
you know, and it's been fully
Oh my
meshed so
God.
that, you know, you can know that no predators are going to come
Really well, getting that balance between
in as
Yeah, that's so
animals,
They
great.
are going to love that.
Ariston, and people.
well. Charlie has been
Yeah, it's
absolutely
amazing, that.
awesome on the bar.
That's so cool. With our wedding days,
Yeah.
done it? It's so nice.
And
That's so
they
lovely.
even made these for you as well.
Yeah.
Don't show them the coasters, Arit.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Gorgeous. Love
It's so
that.
nice. You've
Honestly.
been spent.
I love the flower bed in
Really?
the bar.
Yeah. So
The
that's
attention to detail is incredible.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good.
Yeah. You're not going to have to get me in the house now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Esme and Richard are thrilled, and the family, both two-legged and four, can't wait to have a look.
Oh, and it used to having grass.
The garden is now so useful, and with all like the seating and everything else
You
for
see
everyone, and
how many people we've got
it's made it a place where we can
there. It's a pretty crowded house, but
invite people
Yeah.
over, and there's loads
Yeah.
and loads of.
it's not a crowded garden, is it?
No, it's amazing. I think it's just captured us in a
Yeah,
garden,
so
really.
personal.
So, yeah,
Done that extra mile, haven't they?
absolutely.
Yeah.
With a new cinema open for business, everyone settles in for the matinee.
Stage.
Very exciting.